Hello and welcome to another exciting installment of Hymns of the Heretics, a Cult Divinity Lost story. Um, we return to the uh, small Texas town of Bee Caves, where um, a congregation of devout uh I don't even know what the name of the church is at this point, honestly. But our devout parishioners.
We're
Uh
God-fearing Christians.
Cultists.
you are God-fearing. So, well, some of you. Somewhat in some ways. Uh are kind of beginning to concentrate at the young residents. We do have a lost little lamb that has strayed from the sacred path that has been laid out by the prophet. Um, so everybody that so we kind of ended in an evening um where I think at least for sure Willow and Cole and Marcia had kind of talked with Nayeli, right? And
Yep.
cards
Mhm.
were starting to be kind of laid out on the table. Um, are we going to bed before right away, or is there anything that needs to happen before we call it a night?
I was broken mentally during that meeting. I don't know if we need to do anything for that or if I'm just like getting tucked in and the adults are not involving me in the conversation anymore.
Well, you had a very difficult night, that's for sure. Um, we, um, I think you just take some major penalties
I think the way
to
we left it was that
rolls.
Jenny was sort of staying with Willow
Yeah,
outside until Cole finished with Neely, then Cole would come out and sort of take over.
Right, right. Story-wise, sure. Let's say, at least for now, that Cole and Jenny are sort of like very kind of gently, supporting um uh Willow. Willow, you don't necessarily have to be catatonic, but you have definitely, you're definitely probably at one of the lowest points in your life. Um, a far cry from, you know, where you were at the beginning of our story.
for sure.
Um, Freya, are
Mhm.
you doing anything before you go to bed?
She would text James to
Hmm.
see like is he okay? Like what's going on? Just because she doesn't like the idea of him being out there still.
Um, when like I drove out in the middle of nowhere, do I have signal? I mean, I don't know how Texas works.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, best not to text me. I've been excommunicated by the prophet. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stick around and be caves. Would be my response in text.
I feel like that's the least reassuring response ever.
Again, I wasn't. I'm I'm a journalist. All I know how to do is write the truth in text. That's all I know how to do.
All right, so when Freya gets that, she's gonna have a rough night sleeping. She is not gonna get much sleep.
That's fair.
Okay. Marcia, you up to anything?
Not Marsha. Marsha's in bed reading her Bible.
Okay, that seems very pragmatic.
A good girl who reads her Bible.
Um, okay. Everyone that is inside this compound, is safe from having to make rolls on the nightmare's disability. Um,
But me.
you
Yay.
you don't have nightmares.
Oh, cool.
You do have depression though. You should probably roll that.
Um, yeah. Yeah, that figures.
Um, you can take stability damage or you can drink.
Gonna drink.
All right, sounds good. Sounds like
Sounds
the right
so
thing to do.
nice. Just a little drink.
Bottle's about done. I think I'll pass out. No intent on dreaming.
Okay.
Oh, quick question. This is more
Yeah.
mechanical. So when you take holds, that's for like later to do bad stuff at me, right?
hmm
When you attempted to beat me up but sucked at it, did
hmm
that count as uses of holds?
No, no. Holds are story
Got
are
it.
like their story. They're not mechanical.
I was hoping I could get away with a couple of holds because they were really bad at beating me up. Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah. So the the uh the prophet showing up with bodyguards or with thugs, like that was the hold.
Oh, okay, so there was one at least. Okay. I don't know how that works, but that's fine. I don't need to. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So everybody has a number of uh sort of oh, okay. So here's one thing. One of the ways that uh you can recover some stability is by spending time with somebody that cares about you, that you care about, and talking with them for a few hours. Everybody is pretty much, frazzled, fried, disturbed, shocked, traumatized. So the day dawns, and I imagine folks are taking days off work or
Mm-hmm.
missing school, um, to kind of like process the fallout after some of these events of the last couple of days. So you have the opportunity to reach out to people you care about. Last time Marsha and Josh had a good conversation in their car on their drive, and they were able to recover some stability. So that offer kind of stands for everyone else. And there's these kind of dyads right? Like particularly Cole and Willow, and then also um, James and Freya, where there's kind of like the possibility of reconnecting and maybe, you know, if you're able to offer some reassurance, you could regain stability. So
Hmm.
you have opportunity to do that. Also, there are various mysteries on the table. Uh, Freya, a, a clearer picture is starting to develop of your parents' kind of weird activities that James sort of inadvertently witnessed during your childhood and his adolescence. Um, you'd know where to you know where to dig, which is at the archives. Willow, um, the same goes for Willow and Cole. The same goes for your more information about Grandpa. There were also plans to move to travel to Snook, Texas, and check out Marsha's church. But I think Josh was like kind of like leading that charge a little bit, or no? I think so, right? Or was part of the team that wanted to visit Snook. Um, all right. So where do we want to begin? What do you do?
Hmm. So I can't remember. Does Freya know that Willow's had access to the archives? Did that come up in their discussions when everything was going south?
I don't remember. Willow, do you think you would have mentioned it during the powwow or I'm sorry, during the discussion in James's living room?
I think I did, right? Because I
Okay.
texted Isaiah, and didn't James call me out on that?
Yeah.
Well, also you texted the archivist something.
The archivist, right? Not Isaiah. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's say Freya that you're aware that Willow has access to the archive in some way.
Okay, so Freya is going to see if she can find wherever Willow is currently in the compound. She wants to get into that archive because it seems like there's a lot of like things are making sense, but also there's still a lot of holes and questions.
Willow, what time do you wake up, Freya?
Um, she probably hasn't really slept that much, so it's probably like 6 a.m. and she's like just sitting in bed staring at the walls until like 7, I guess when a normal person would get up.
Okay. And you make your way out into so let's say you got set up in a small um guest room and it's full of like uh meals ready to eat and uh jugs of filtered water and there's like a little space for your cot or whatever and you spent all night staring at the wall. 7 a.m. rolls around and you head out into the house. There's activity. Um, People are moving through the house. Some are uh, carrying weapons, some firearms. Some are carrying armfuls of books, particularly the women. Um, and what is Willow doing? at 7 in the morning.
Probably been up for a while. I feel like Willow would probably be one of those like 5:30 people
Hmm.
that's just like up and ready to go and worked out by 7. And let's be real, I didn't sleep a wink last night either, so I was probably
Oh
just
yeah.
tossing and turning and eventually just gave up. So I'm just like wandering around outside. I haven't eaten yet. I'm just, I probably look really disheveled. I'm just existing.
Yeah, I feel like Willow has normally been looking pretty good, like kind of um, with good hygienes and like just um, looking presentable, professional, and this morning they look a hot mess.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so you kind of see uh Freya, you see a kind of deranged looking Willow um like uh kind of pacing outside.
Freya would be a little surprised because it's a teacher. She's never seen them like this, and at the same time, like a lot of shit's gone down. Like she's rocking some bags under her eyes herself. So she goes up and kind of just like mumbles a hey, like rough day yesterday, huh?
Willow, despite the like quiet approach, kind of like jumps a little bit, kind of like snaps back to reality. It's like, oh, yeah, it was eye-opening, I guess. How are you doing?
Uh, that's a good question. Freya really doesn't know how she's doing at this point. Um, I'm just feeling really confused, I guess. Like I'm trying to figure out what all this means. I guess.
Yeah, I get that. Um, you've been up long. You seem. Uh, I kind of trail off because I don't want to say anything rude, but
There's just a
Do it.
slight nod.
Say something rude.
you look a little. I don't.
It's okay. Pretend I'm not
I
your.
was gonna say she's gonna smack me if I say something too bad.
Hey,
You
Willow's
looked a little.
broken,
You
you
looked a
know?
little disheveled.
Oh, that's not rude. Like that's barely anything.
Look, if I called you disheveled at 7 a.m.,
Okay, fair. Um,
Well, you're not calling, our beloved Robin disheveled.
oh,
It's Freya, and Freya looks
that's
fucking
true.
rough.
She
Freya
could pull
hasn't
out any
slept.
number of her badass characters and just take care of me.
Freya's just
That's right.
gonna
That's
glare at your
true.
ass because like she's gonna say like, "Have you seen a mirror today at all?" Because it doesn't look like it.
She she's
No,
staring daggers.
you know what? That's fair. I haven't even bothered. I haven't been inside in a while.
She said, "You better
So,
come prepared if you're coming to
You're
read,
right,
bitch."
and I was not.
Okay.
um, so so yesterday, I mean, you seem to know a lot about this, or I guess everyone knows a lot about this.
Thought I did.
Yeah, but you mentioned stuff like you knew about James's dad and all that. Like how the hell was that common knowledge and I was just missing something?
No, that was a mistake on my part. James was threatening to leave the church, and I thought I could pull him back in if he had something to fight for, and that didn't work at all. But yeah, I discovered it. I didn't find it, but I was told about an archive with all of the church's documents for the last 200 years, however long the church has existed.
Would you willingly give that up though and not lie about it?
I don't think so because I mentioned that in
Okay.
the living room discussion.
All right. So Freya's definitely interested, but doesn't want to seem too too needy, but probably comes off as
That's
needy.
going to do I clock that she's very much interested and wants this information.
Well, honestly, I think Willow that you I mean, okay, let's do this. Go ahead and roll a read a person and
All right.
see what you think.
Also, sorry, our cat wants to be involved, apparently.
That
Our cat just screams whenever she wants to. I got a partial success. Um, what do you wish I would do? I think would be my.
She wants you to tell her where to find the archives and how to get access to these, massive files herself.
Well, I think we can just go whenever. I think. Um, I was told by the archivist that so long as I have permission, I can show up. I should probably contact them first and let them know that I'm coming, but yeah, I think we can just go.
Oh wait, she shows power went out.
Oops.
Rip.
Uh-oh.
She showed just her our cat. I was like, nope.
Yeah, right.
The craziest part about that is the cameras didn't shift crazily when a whole person left. That's wild.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It just
That.
we kind of got a little bit larger and shifted to the side because Shijo was in between you and me,
Oh,
Andy.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so now we're just bigger.
My
It's
face
four
is
square.
big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. There's a
Uh-oh.
storm rolling in.
Craziness. Nobody got the callback to last session with the she staring dagger. That was funny. I'm sorry for trying to say it during a serious moment, but remember when Freya murdered that thing by throwing a knife at it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember now.
I was like, oh man, that's a zinger.
I thought she was throwing knives at me.
She's staring them. Okay, so
How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great. um, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think the music in the background's a problem. Okay, yeah, we're good. I usually play music from video games, and I always get worried about dead air because Twitch copyright claims. But this is, I think, is fine.
Keep riffing.
I am thinking about riffing. I'm currently drawing the icon of sin.
Show it.
I did. Icon of sin.
Nice.
So I drew Luciferal, the archdevil, my campaign setting earlier this week. And I'm filling out their wiki page as well earlier this week. I forgot I didn't have a.
I'm going back and forth between G-Show's square and mine. Whee!
Oh no, it did cut to half, didn't it? Oh, I see. Hold on. Fusion. We become a G-Show. Hilarious.
And you have to make some sort of logo for T-shirts for us to wear.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I don't know.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
I can probably come up with something. I just have to figure out how shirt pricing works. I've never sold copyrighted merchandise. But that would be very cool, I agree. I was also, interestingly enough, planning on sending out mailers to You, Jijo, Elizabeth, and Tom. But you might all be in the state at the same time. Tom for less than happy reasons. So I might just hand them to you.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the preluder for the Friday game. The planned Friday game.
Oh, fun. I'll take that.
Yeah. But yeah, Tom's father's having some health issues,
Oh, I'm
so
sorry to hear that.
he's one of the more healthy human beings I've ever known. Um, but yeah, he's kind of up there in years now.
Mm,
I think I met him when he was like your age, so and I was 20 something, so
mm.
he's definitely an older gentleman. I haven't seen him in a long time. Probably won't get the chance. It sounds like it's kind of sad. Depressing stuff. Always happens during the summer, it seems. Sad shit. Like Shijo's power going out. Trying to make it a little bit more not sad, even though that's what I was thinking about talking about. Ah. Is Kimmy still here? I know she's relatively close to Jijo.
Yeah, I'm still here. She shows like 45 minutes away.
Oh, okay. I guess in Texas that can be pretty far because the speed limits.
It's like 300 miles.
It's not that bad. I just know it's up there.
Uh, what are the speed limits, Kimmy?
80.
Yeah.
80. Wow.
Jesus.
Jeez.
It's just
85 if you're further out.
Really? Those are the posted limits?
yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's just flat road. I mean, it's not like
Yeah, I guess so.
In Houston, I think it's 75. But yeah.
Wow.
in
In the
Indi-
city?
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Wow.
In Indianapolis, it's 55. We're like slow though down. There's too many roads. Everything connects to Indianapolis. It's kind of dumb. Most people don't even come to this city because they're trying to get into it. They're trying to get somewhere else or go to Gen Con.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear the storm now that Shisha's talking about.
That sucks.
What
Well,
sucks is Shisha lives in Houston and it floods bad there.
Mm.
do they live in an apartment, right?
No, I think it's more like a
Townhouse?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for people who own property if it gets to flooding, but people who rent, I don't, or, lease, I don't think it's that much of a problem. Um, Renter's insurance, yay! I have lost connection to the server. Wait, it said server reconnected. So that must mean, oh, there we go.
Oh,
My apologies.
Okay.
Yay.
There's like a tornado warning.
Hmm.
Oh boy.
So if I disappear, it may be that we have been carried up into the storm.
and a flood watch.
No, sorry.
That's
I
fucked
just
up,
imagine
Jonathan.
I imagine the scene like Dell in like black and white, like, and you riding a bicycle past the house as it was flying through the air.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's sick.
It, it,
Okay,
it, it would be witchy activities though.
it would be. That's true.
Okay.
Okay, so the Foundry server is back up. You may need to close and open. I'm not really sure.
I mean, it seems to just be working for me.
Okay, because I don't see you. I
Oh, you
only
don't
see
see
Robin.
me. Oh.
Oh, okay. Let me try refreshing or closing and then
Oh,
reopening.
yeah, you're
Well, I
right.
Yeah,
do
I
see
got a
Robin.
critical
Oh,
failure.
Oh,
Okay, so there's
And now
Robin
it's
was the
Robin.
not.
only one safe. Oh no. Okay, now we got a Cody, we got a Robin, and a Kimmy.
Logging
Okay.
back in.
Okay. All right. And an Andy. Perfect. So, before I descended into my own real life horror, um, we were following Freya and Willow. Freya, you are trying to pick apart, um, pick out the truth about this archive from Willow. And Willow is trying to read if you know, like what your deal is right now, why you're approaching. Willow, easy peasy. You can ask a question.
I want to ask. Um, I just totally blanked on what I wanted to ask.
There's you
What
have
would you
a
like me to do?
oh, okay, perfect. Um,
um, so Freya would love it if Willow would let her know where this archive is and how she can get her hands on some of this information.
Ah, see, that's different from what you said last time.
Well, that's close enough.
So I don't, as Willow, I don't know that I'm allowed to give the location to people. But I mean, I think we can just go. Like, if I'm there, the archivist said I could come back. I should probably text her and let her know. But yeah, I think we can do it.
But is it safe to leave? Because that thing, like,
Yeah, no, probably not. We might want to have some kind of backup.
who do we even, I mean, I guess you're related to Cole, right? Like, he did the glowy thing.
Yeah, I got to talk to him about that. I don't really know what happened there myself. But yeah, Cole would be down.
Field trip.
Field
She
trip.
doesn't actually say that.
Willow does.
okay. So the two of you plan to visit the archives. Do you try to recruit anyone else with you?
Definitely Cole.
Oh,
I
Cole.
feel like
Okay.
she would have. Yeah, I think just Cole, 'cause I know that she would have picked up that Marsha's chanting help with just everything that was going on.
Okay. All right.
Marsha just getting
Cole,
left out.
Hmm.
Cole, what are you doing in the morning?
So I assume that Cole would have spent some time talking with Jenny and talking with Willow before they saw him off to bed.
Hmm.
Um, and so mechanically that would be the whole stability thing, I would assume, right?
Hmm. Okay. So you I want to know what the that conversation is
Yeah,
like.
which one? Which one?
If you and Cole and
Willow.
Jenny, I'm sorry, if Cole and Willow particularly are like exchanging a comforting conversation, what does that look like?
Hmm. So I would be trying to help Willow calm down because from Cole's perspective, like things are actually better than they've been in a while, right? Even though this crazy stuff is happening, and they're better because things are less hidden away in general, and especially between he and Jenny. Jenny seems to be sort of on board with what's happening.
Hmm.
And Jenny saw Cole in his kind of like that moment of um, uh, enlightenment, or well, I don't know, whatever that moment was when he sort
Hmm.
of shone forth with whatever that was. And I'm sure, could I just sort of say that that would have felt good for him? Is it okay for me to say that that felt that moment felt good when he was like
It
that
felt good for Cole.
when he was that light was coming out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and he would try to make Willow understand that now, while there are concerns with some leaders in the church, it seems like there's a faction that kind of understands our concerns and are trying to do something about it. So those are sort of positive things. This is certainly not like Rosie, everything's great, but I mean,
Mhm.
at least from Cole's perspective, things are better.
So Willow, your brother is telling you the night before, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
It's a hard, it's hard, that things are sort of
Hmm.
falling apart in some ways, but there's something real here to have faith in. Some real kind of burgeoning uh power that is it's in front of you. You can see it with your own eyes. And that there are like-minded people that are sticking together within the church um to move forward together as a unit. How does Willow process that, or what are Willow's thoughts on the matter? Or how does Willow respond to Cole?
I think Willow is genuinely happy for Cole that like things are starting to make sense and that like what happened during the battle with the glowing, like that's something that Cole feels good about and happy about because I think Willow was more concerned about like what the hell was it and what did it mean. But I think if Cole's taking it as a good sign, a positive sign, then I think Willow would appreciate that. My big thing though is it just feels like another faction. It just feels like the church is unraveling around me, everything I've ever known. And then there's just this group of people who swore allegiance to this church and they're now like actually come over here. We know better, which is exactly what the church told me for my entire life is we know better. And so Willow's just caught in this tug of war.
So I'm gonna say that maybe Cole, you might be able to regain one stability, but I don't think that Willow does. Because
That's
that
fair.
doesn't really offer Willow any real comfort, you know? Not really.
Okay, tried.
Yeah.
You did. It is appreciated.
But at least, Cole, you are able to feel a little bit less fucked up.
Yeah, I'm back to anxious.
That's a win. You got to take them.
We live in anxious.
Yeah,
You got to
that's for
take them where you
sure.
can get them.
Yep.
So, what is Cole doing at 7 in the morning? Let's say 7:15, 7:20 in the morning.
Um, I would imagine that he's still lingering in wherever they slept because is it Kaylee's there too, probably, right?
Probably.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so kind of like just maybe sort of snuggling in bed with Kaylee and Jenny, just kind of
Hmm.
because at this moment too, Nieli said you just kind of have to maybe keep a little distance from us, women in this little group. You need
Hmm.
to sort of fit in better. And he's not exactly sure what that means. So he's just kind of staying out of sight a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So after a few moments like of waking and like having that like sweet morning, kind of sweet morning, go ahead and roll your guilt
Oh
disadvantage.
no. What am I guilty about? So it's the
Well,
guilt hold.
so you're just gonna click guilt.
Failure.
Okay. So in this moment, all of your the things that weighed on you even before all of this started happening sort of um begin to like emerge, right? Your failure to be a devout member of this church like you promised your parents. Your failure to keep Jenny out of what is clearly a very dangerous and spiraling situation. I mean, even Kaylee, right? Like it's safe enough in here,
Hmm.
but as you wake and you open the door out on into the corridor, you see, you know, uh, someone that looks like a 40-year-old Proud Boy with like an AK-47 walking past the
Oh,
door.
jeez.
And also you think about how you've been using you've used an artifact that has been stealing your memories. And all of that kind of begins to weigh on you. I hate to do this to you after you just recovered some
Okay.
stability, but hold on, let me see.
They really hate to do it. They do.
Yeah, I mean, with that failure, I think you really rolled well, you rolled a four, but it's a zero with
Hmm.
your uh
Penalty.
penalty. So go ahead and roll to keep it together again, and let's see what that looks like.
Partial.
Okay. So go ahead and take one stability loss again.
Okay.
You're guilt ridden.
Okay.
Hey, you got to choose your own disadvantages. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
So,
That's how it
so in other
goes.
words, you did this to
Right.
yourself.
Right.
Sounds like a little victim blaming.
I was
Hmm.
about to say the same exact thing.
Um, I would never do that. So, um, you kind of pop your head out of the room where you're with Jenny. Jenny is like tying her hair up in this bandana. She is serving trad wife.
Oh
She
boy.
is,
Does she seem like she's enjoying that?
yeah,
Oh
she's even
God.
wearing like a long jean skirt
Okay.
down to her ankles.
Oh
Oh
boy.
boy.
And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs and help the women out in the kitchen. We're gonna make biscuits for breakfast, and I'll see you later.
So
And
for
she
a
heads
moment,
down.
Cole was wondering whether or not he would respond to the guilt by confiding in Jenny, but after seeing the outfit she's dressed in, he's like, "There's no way I'm doing that. I'm not going to tell her what I'm feeling right now. That's bad news."
Hey, she's playing a role, right?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and she seems to enjoy it. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so she heads down. She's got Kaylee on her hip, and she heads down to the kitchen.
So he would put on the most kind of rugged looking things. He like would basically be like a tight athletic black athletic shirt with maybe like some sort of a zip up, the kind of thing that he would exercise in cold weather,
Okay,
and maybe like some cargo khaki kind of cargo pants, and sneakers. And he'd go out like trying um, to look like he knows how to do things. He's trying
okay.
to. He's like, but in his mind, he's thinking, God, I just want to find a place and do yoga stretches. Shit,
So
because that's such a nice morning.
Willow and Cole, you encounter a frazzled looking Cole traipsing around in the hallways, looking around furtively. Um, how do the two of you respond?
Hmm.
You stealing the silverware?
What? What? I'm sorry. What?
You all right? You seem
Oh,
a little lost, a little
yeah.
uncertain.
There's a lot going on here. Not exactly sure
Yeah,
what to do next.
Yeah, that's fair. That's we're kind of in the same boat here. Want to go on a field trip?
Away from here? Yes, please.
Yes, away from here.
Yes.
We're going to the archives. I think Freya needs
Oh,
some questions answered.
that is interesting. Um, mhm. Okay. I would just write a quick note and leave it um, in my room for Jenny when she gets back that I'm helping Cole with something. He's still pretty upset. I'm sorry, helping Willow with something. He's still pretty upset.
Helping
Fair.
yourself with something.
Yeah.
Because you're
Well,
upset.
yeah, that too.
Okay. So you leave a note for
Jenny.
Jenny. Is there a reason why you don't just text her or say goodbye
Oh,
to
you
her
know what?
directly?
Let's do that then. That's a better idea. Let's do that. That's a
Okay.
better idea.
Okay. Um, okay, so the three of you are kind of like gearing up to get out. Um, Willow, you probably I would say you easily clock Cole trying to embody a bit of like macho personality and
Mhm.
physicality. Um, and Cole's stability right now is irrational. So, you know, it seems weird. So you clock it. You don't even need to roll anything. Even Freya, who probably doesn't know Cole very well, is noticing this sort of like weird vibration coming off of Cole. Um, although Willow, you are also at this t time giving off that similar kind of vibe. So the three of you are kind of getting ready to head out. Marcia, what are you doing at 7:45 on a Monday morning?
Marsha's probably in the kitchen with Nayeli and the
Okay.
ladies.
Yeah.
Um, but she would talk to Nayeli about James.
Okay. So the scene is like this, big country kitchen table and like a lot of women with like their hair back and like bandanas and like everybody's got like flour on their clothes and they're like kneading dough to make biscuits and Nayeli, who you understand to be a learned woman, a scholar of you know the scriptures and you know gifted in her own way with these sort of like mystical things, is there with all of them, doing her part to get breakfast ready for the house. And you approach her, and what do you say to her about James?
I would say, Nayeli, um, I've been excommunicated from my previous church, and it's very hurtful. And excommunicating James, I really think he needs a community to surround him. And the previous prophets have really done him and his family wrong. And I think that
Nayeli stops you, and she kind of looks around furtively and guides you out the back so the two of you can kind of like stand together, kind of in a in a in a more slightly more there's still people running around, but she makes it clear that she wants you to like keep your voice down and she wants to talk and she's listening, but like let's keep it discreet. Anyway, go ahead.
um, I worry. I worry for James's soul, and I really think that he could use the fellowship and community of us. We're trying to right the things that previous prophets did wrong, correct?
Yes. Marcia, you are absolutely right. Everyone deserves the grace and the mercy that we receive through the purifying light of the Holy Spirit. I think, like you and like Freya, I do think James is a special person and may have a special role in all of this, especially because of the way that he's been treated by the prophet. I don't know what it would take to bring him back into the fold and to keep him safe. Last I heard from Melvin, um, was that James was too far. Um, he was too unwilling to play a part. You, Marcia, I think out of all of us, and Nayeli looks at you with this look that's like, I see you, bitch. You, above all of us, know what it means to play a part, to play it so well that you almost believe it for yourself. And don't take offense, Marcia. I think that is why women like you and I survive. Anyway, about James. There may be a time when we need to break entirely from the prophet Isaiah. It could be soon. I think at that time it might be safe to bring James here, where he can learn about the sacred word and be saved like the rest of us. Do you know where he is now?
No, no,
Mm,
I don't have a relationship like that with James. Um, but maybe his cousin Freya
right.
or
Okay.
Josh, they've gone to get
Mm,
friendly.
right. Well, I didn't see Freya come down to help with the other women. Um, and Josh right now is busy with matters of security. Um, if you can find Freya and make a plan with her to keep tabs on James, keep him from straying too far, um, maybe he can return. I have a lot of empathy and compassion for him, just as I do for you. Uh, so yes, Marcia, agreed. Let's do what we can um, to return him to where he belongs. Um, we can finish up with the biscuits if you want to go find Freya or Josh now.
Uh, James will have a lot of questions. If we can get him to visit, Would you be willing to sit and explain some things to him?
Marcia, I trust your judgment to tell James and to show James everything you need to know, everything you know, and that you have learned from me and us, to make him feel included and like he's not been marginalized the way that Isaiah marginalized him. Um, do not bring him here until I give you the go ahead. Um, those that are, there are some that worship Isaiah as an idol, and they may still be among us until I'm sure that they are not. I don't think it's a good idea to bring James here. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad that you wouldn't just turn your back on members of the church so easily.
I would never. And with that, she kind of gives you like a dismissing look, not like she's dismissing your opinion or whatever, but it's kind of a look that says, okay, go, get it done.
Okay.
A little bit like a commander kind of issuing an order to a soldier, but without words. Okay, Marcia, you've been kind of given this go ahead. What do you do?
I go see if I can find Freya.
Okay. So the three of you, Freya, Cole, and Willow, you are gathering up, your keys, wallets. I'm assuming, uh, you, Cole, for some reason, is walking out into the blazing summer heat in a zipped up outfit. Um, and Marcia, you approach Freya amongst the other two.
Freya, can I have a moment of your time?
I feel like Freya's caught off guard, but she says yeah, because they've all seen some shit, so she feels a little more like they're a group, a little bit. So she follows Marcia or asks Marcia what she wants.
Marsha would just take you to like an empty room nearby. Um, I spoke with Nayeli this morning about James being excommunicated from the church, and she agrees that we should kind of help him come back to the church. And then once we get, I guess, Isaiah removed, to bring him into the house with us.
I don't know that that's possible. One second, there's a plane flying nearby, and our window's open.
James is on it.
Okay. So, um, but yeah, I don't think there's a way to get him back. I don't think he wants back.
I understand. Um, but I also know what it's like to be alone. And I feel like he could use the community and the companionship. And I will have the Bible that Nayeli gave me and hand it to Freya. And if you see James, could you share this with him? Um,
Uh, sure, I can't guarantee that he'll look at it, but kind of stares at it like, okay, what is this supposed to do?
So this is like the kind of updated kind of mystical secrets scripture, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think Freya's actually read or looked at any of that. So for her, it's just like, okay, this is just another Bible.
So anybody with like a more curious eye would easily clock it as like a text, we know, kind of like one of the secret inner circle texts. Um, okay. So you hand it to Freya. Um, Freya, do you tell Marsha what y'all are doing?
Um, yeah, she kind of after, Marcia mentioning like she knows what it's like to be alone, she feel kind of bad and say like we're going to the archives, having a little field trip if you wanna, I guess, come with. I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna find there.
I don't know what that means. Is that of some kind of coffee shop?
No, I think Willow was talking about it, when everything crazy, well, I guess before everything crazy happened. Um, they were saying that that's how they found a lot of the information about what had happened to James's father. So I figure maybe it'd be a good place to start finding some more answers.
Do you think is James going to be there? Have you invited him?
I don't know if he'd come, but I could try. I think he's kind of distancing himself at the moment.
But he seemed so intent on information the other day. Um, I don't want to intrude on your little party, uh, but maybe if you could get James to go, then I'll come as well.
Okay. Freya like looks at her in confusion, but it kind of gets it a little bit. She pulls out her phone and texts James and just kind of keeps it simple, like field trip to the archives. Want to come?
The scene inside his car. Uh, he's in the passenger seat, all the way extended backwards, kind of lulled over to the side, so his head is on the armrest on the back seat. His phone is laying there. It's like on a sliver of energy left because he was like scrolling through Crawler before he drunkenly scrolling through Crawler before passing out. And there's like a good amount of drool that's pulled around, the phone. It has enough energy to just, and it's like, looking at it. What? And texts back, what? Question mark.
Her response would be, place filled with lots of secrets, question mark, I think. Uh, Willow says that they can get us in.
Send me the address. I'll meet you there. Is the response.
All right. So Freya would like relay this to Willow and Marcia and kind of just be like, so where are we headed?
It's it's just a house downtown. It's actually in the suburbs, isn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah, in the suburbs. I don't know anything about Texas. So we're gonna
In
go in
this
that
part of
direction.
in this part of Texas, it's like everything is the suburbs pretty much. Like you are everything that you do, everywhere that you go is in some way the suburbs. There is no way that this group, well, except for Cole, honestly, is going to like downtown Austin for anything. But we know that Cole likes to go into Austin for yoga and like
Tai Chi.
uh Tai Chi, vegetarian, buffet
Kombucha,
or whatever,
kombucha.
kombucha,
You got it.
just a swimming pool full of kombucha.
Hmm.
Um, okay. So, the four of you, how are you traveling to the archive?
Before we do our thing, I want
Hmm.
to pull Cole aside as everybody else is like getting in the car.
Hmm.
And I just be like, "Hey, are you all right? You seem a little different today."
Um, yeah, I guess I guess maybe I'm not okay, but maybe we can talk about that privately later.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Just want you to know I'm always here.
Thanks. And he would sort of put his arm around his shoulder for a moment, give a squeeze.
Aw,
Oh, what a sibling moment.
very sweet. Not enough to recover anything mechanically.
I know.
Like, good try.
So, do you all carpool?
I imagine
Sure.
so. Especially if
There,
one of those things comes like the more people the better.
Yep.
you don't have Josh around to load you up with guns and shit. Um, in your Cole, in kind of developing this macho persona, do you get your hands on uh, a weapon?
What weapons are available?
There's shotguns, there's automatic rifles, there's pistols.
Are the others carrying weapons?
I don't know what a pistol. What?
Are the others carrying weapons?
Are you Willow or are you Freya or
I would like a
Marcia?
shotgun, please.
Freya's gonna like ask for a moment so she can slip off to the kitchen and find a knife.
I
If I
love
see Willow
that.
with yeah, if I see Willow with a shotgun, then Cole would grab one as well.
Real quick, Zach had
Uh-huh.
said last session that he was going to give Josh was going to give Freya the combat knife. That was something
But
that
then
was
he
actually
took it
said.
back, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Mm. I like that is one of my favorite moments. I usually try to have that moment in any time that I'm like anytime playing a femme character, it's like walk in the kitchen and you roll a knife into your skirt or whatever, you know? It's
Hmm.
just you got to do that.
I love it.
So Freya you know goes into the kitchen and snatches a knife.
It's self-care.
Self-care. Is it like a paring knife or like a butcher knife or like a cleaver?
It's gonna be just like a paring knife,
Okay,
something simple. 'Cause she's like, she wants something bigger, but realistically, trying to hide something bigger is not probably gonna work out well.
Yeah.
great.
Could I
Perfect.
retcon that shotgun? I would want to have a pistol. I don't wouldn't want to have it too
Okay.
cumbersome.
So you have a handgun, something that you can
Hmm.
just pew pew without having to do a whole lot of.
Yeah.
Okay. And then our Willow with the shotgun. What about Marsha?
Oh no. Heavens no. She would
Marsha
and
says the only weapon I need is the power of prayer.
but she would be
And friendship.
curious as to why Cole needs a weapon because he is the weapon.
That is true.
Hmm.
Unpredictable, Marcia. Unpredictable.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, the four of you load up into the car, and you drive out into, another part of basically what's like another nearby town, or its outskirts. It's in the morning, and again, it is like there's, the last trailing, like that one school bus that's late as fuck is making its way out of the community. People leaving their homes for their commute. Uh, the occasional dog walker or kind of elder person taking a walk in the community. Very residential, very kind of normal. and you pull into the cul-de-sac where the house that where the archives are stored. James, are you driving over there?
Was I given the address?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, Freyla
Then,
texted.
Okay.
yeah, I would gather myself. I'd probably take the open container of liquor I have, put it in the trunk, assuming that liquor laws are the same in Texas.
Oh, honey, you better put that shit out in the bushes.
Okay, I chuck it then. If I know that that's the case, it's gone.
Yeah.
Smoke a cigarette, get in the car, drive on over. Yep.
So Freya looks haggard. Willow looks ragged. Um, Cole seems a little squirrely. Um, what this James looks like
This is the new normal for James,
as as he
apparently.
as he tumbles out of his car. Um, no shower, no brushing teeth, no
Yeah,
sleep,
this is new normal for James, I guess. Yeah, it just
reeking of. Oh, what kind of liquor were you
oh, it was scotch.
enjoying? Reeking of scotch.
Yeah, and I think that yeah, this is just new normal. Like
This is me now.
this is what I've
This is where
become.
I live. Okay. How do you how does the group react?
Freya's worried. She doesn't like seeing this transformation. Um, and she'll summarize it nicely by looking at James and saying, "You look like shit," knowing full well she also looks like shit.
He kind of shrugs, and then kind of looks at Willow, and then looks at the building. So this is the place, huh?
Apparently.
Yep. Same with Willow. Like, oh, James looks like shit. Oh, so does everybody else. Whatever, man.
Marsha's good though.
I just got there quicker than everyone. Okay, you know.
Marsha literally looks like she just flicked the cucumber slices off of her, eyelids and
Excellent.
wiped away her mud mask.
Absolutely unacceptable. We need to just.
Cheery, perky.
I don't like it. I don't trust her.
Marsha, do you react at all? I mean, you really advocated for James's inclusion. Do you react to him at all?
No, I mean I would, you know, I'm I'm glad you were able to meet us with James.
Yeah, yeah. But this is the place, huh?
Yeah,
So
this is sorry, I blanked for a second. This is the address I was given with zero information. But yeah, this is the church archives. Everything that they've kept since its origins is here.
and
Archivist is pretty nice too, so it's a good thing.
and this is where kind of just staring at everybody for a second. But why are we here, right? Like, aren't you supposed to keep this a secret from everybody? Isn't that what Isaiah told you to do?
That was the intention of him letting me come here, but I don't know what to believe or think anymore. So here we are. Freya's got some questions. Maybe we'll find some answers.
Well, I've got some questions because I really don't want to be walking into a trap. You guys just stayed at a compound together, and I was told I was excommunicated. You're members of the church and you're talking to me. That's not supposed to be happening. So help me figure out what's going on first before we go forward. I just, I'm not up to speed here. It seems like there might have been kind of gestures towards the look of Cole, Willow, and Freya. Might have been something, might have been up late with something, grappling with it. That I might not have been privy to. I was kind of fighting my own battles.
Yeah, we're all kind of there. There's two options. either this is a trap and I don't know, it's a trap. The other option is that we're all talking to you as if you were still a part of the church. In which case, this is mostly mutually assured destruction because if they spot this, we're all screwed.
Yeah,
So,
no,
welcome
100%.
to the party.
That's why I'm confused.
Well, but I mean, look at it this way, James. You're a journalist. You find information. You write about information. This is what we're doing. We're getting information. It's fact finding.
Let's take a beat. So basically, right now, I'm hearing, and I mean, it's true, everybody is kind of mentally scattered. But right now, James is saying, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, this is, huh? Like, the last I left, the last thing I heard, you know, I'm excommunicated from the church and you shouldn't be talking to me, much less bringing me to this archive. So, the, at least, well, all four of you got some big revelations from Nayeli, mainly that she is orchestrating a schism to eject Isaiah. I don't know if that has really been made clear to James. I don't think so, right?
No.
One, two, hold on. Two, that the source of kind of like mystical empowerment of your community is not really the Abrahamic God that you have been trained to worship. It is something else. So, does any of that come out uh as James is going, what changed? Like, why am I here all of a sudden?
And I just want to put one
Yeah,
other thing on the table because it's definitely
yeah, yeah.
something I would hope Willow would kind of be kind of mulling over in their break. Um, Nayeli, one of the church leaders, straight up said what James suspected and what you thought was crazy talk. Motherfuckers killed my father. They killed my father. So I just want to make sure that that's
Mm.
like James has not been told that. James is still, as far as you understand, is going off of like wild assumptions. So there's no
And
confirmation.
also, the other piece too was that it was not Isaiah or up to Isaiah, but rather an elder prophet who is now dead.
Still on the hook for me.
Yeah, I think Willow like that's really rattling in my head somewhere, but for the most part, I'm still in the this is ridiculous. Like this is only going to lead to poor decisions and consequences.
That's okay. Marsha's gonna lay that out all on the table. She's gonna James, last night when we left you and went back to the compound, um, Naeli brought us in and spoke to us about Isaiah and told us that she believes that he's a false prophet and that he's been teaching us the wrong scripture and that he's also been following the wrong scripture. Um, he's been following from the prophet that killed your father. And I spoke to her this morning, and once she gets Isaiah removed from power, she wants you to come back into the church and be a part of it. And I know it's a lot. And I'll take the Bible from Freya and hand it to James. Um, she's told me that I can share any and all information with you.
You see James kind of like his stern stance kind of break. Like he kind of like loosens up a bit. Like his, it's almost like his knees go weak, and he takes the book from your hands. That's all I wanted was just somebody to tell me what's going on. Yeah. 'Cause that's all it was the old prophet that did it. Okay.
She's not. Naeli's not trying to withhold information. She just wants to make sure Isaiah's gone first before you can join us freely. Um, but they were coming here, and Freya invited me to go, and I thought maybe I know you have questions. It would be
Yeah. Thanks, Marsha. I really appreciate this. Um, he slides that into his coat pocket, and then we'll kind of, well, it's hot as hell, so he slides that into his back pocket, and then because he's not wearing like a tracksuit or anything crazy.
Like some people we know.
Right, right. And then he'll say, "I don't." Kind of looks to Freya. I don't know. I know for certain that the answers that we seek are probably inside of this archive. The answers that we seek regarding you, probably more detailed information regarding me, what happened with my dad, maybe some information regarding your grandpa. Looks over at Cole and Willow. Probably a lot of information inside of here that we aren't supposed to be getting a hold of according to Isaiah. Things that were supposed to be kept from us. And Naeli knows we're here?
I think so.
I didn't tell her we were going.
I haven't spoken to her.
Did you say that in character? I didn't tell her we were going?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say it too.
Okay.
I didn't tell her we were going.
So there's a problem here then. If we don't have her blessing, if we go in here, this could be a problem.
Anybody right now in this moment can roll either an investigate or an observe a situation. And instead of asking me any of the questions, if you get a full success, I'll give you a little tidbit of information.
I figure she probably despises 90% of what's here. So she probably won't care, but
Well, we're really not off to a good start.
no, we're not.
Could I? Oh, the intuitive is part of is part of my rule.
What does intuitive do?
It says you can sense people's motives through subconscious readings of their body, language choice, word choice, and behavior. Whenever you read a person, you may always ask one additional question, regardless of the outcome of your roll.
This is not a read a person roll.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, enhanced awareness on the other hand.
Oh,
I have that too.
sorry. I didn't mean to hit that. I didn't know what it did. I have the observant advantage.
Uh-huh.
I'll just throw it in.
Observant is also for read a person.
Okay, sorry.
Enhanced awareness. Oh, James
I just rolled it, it's fine.
rolled and observe a situation. So the four of you are kind of standing around looking at each other. James just kind of like named the elephant in the room that nobody knew was in the room until this moment, which is we're all really not supposed to be here. I mean, we all of our brains are kind of rattled. But coming here is like a violation of like a big boundary set by the prophet himself. James, you out of the corner of your eye, just almost by chance, catch a uh, security camera that's pointed out away from the house
Uh-oh.
and at the driveway where you are all standing and talking. Do you say anything about it?
So this situation, I kind of just like I note it, but I kind of don't mention anything about it yet. the situation is very serious. It's very desperate. It's very focused at this time. If we're going to do this thing, we need to do it quickly. We need to find out if that's closed circuit or not. And everyone's like, huh? And then he kind of doesn't look up directly at it and then just kind of mutters, there's a camera. It's been watching us this whole time. If the footage gets to the prophet, then you will be excommunicated without a doubt. So if we're going inside of there, we will also need to secure the information, or secure the footage, and make sure that it's closed circuit. If it's not, and it's already being broadcast to an external source, then he already knows. Then it's too late.
Are we not supposed to be here? No one said that this was like a no-no space.
A no-no space.
I
Willow,
mean, Willow didn't say anything.
I'm allowed to be here. I don't know if I'm allowed to bring people, but I'm fine.
No one
It would have
said
been nice to know sooner.
this was a top secret mission. I thought it was okay.
it's it's fine. At this point, you can make a big scene of yelling at me and then walk away, and I'll walk away, and then it'll just seem like I came upon you. Because I did. I drove up on you as you came here. And then you can go about your business. Willow can invite you just in normal, and I can leave your space. And you can do what you need to do. But if you wish to move forward,
Now that all of you have like clocked the camera and all of you are kind of maybe paying a little more attention at the house, you notice like a blind like from the window, like the blinds are pulled down, right? You see the slat of the blind like shift down.
I love that. Uh-oh,
but we need to make a decision quick.
we're going in.
Together, or do you wish to excommunicate me as well? And you can go and deal with your business in a little less hostile environment.
I mean, if we're already rule breaking, what does it matter?
Okay, lead the way, Willow.
I'll wait in the car. I don't like this.
Mark's just like,
Fucking
nope, nope,
Marsha.
nope.
Yeah, I'll walk right up to the door and knock and hey, archive lady whose name I don't think I ever learned. We're here.
The door does not open.
Ooh. I tap again, more like forcefully this time.
You hear kind of snuffling of someone moving around behind the door, but it doesn't open.
Did I learn the archivist's name?
In my notes, hold on. I don't think you did. Let's call her. Let's call her Leticia, and she'll be known. She would have introduced herself as like, "My name is Leticia, but you can call me Letty." It's a shout out to our girl, Liz.
Well, I hate to do it to her. So if the door's not opening and Willow seems to be having an issue, I say clear her out of the way, and I'll walk over to my car and get in the car. I turn the car over, and I look at the front door. What does it look like the material of the front door around it is made out of? Is it a wooden structure like most in Texas, or is it like some brick kind of structure?
It's like flimsy construction, modern construction.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive right through the front door.
Okay, roll to
To kill
act
Letty.
under pressure. All
Yes.
Do we need to like
right.
jump out of the way?
Now, hold on. I do wanna mention.
Hmm.
I am currently at anxious, but I was doing my thing during the night. I did make a mention of that. I don't know if I cleared any stability, and I also was drinking, so I don't know if that's cleared any stability at all either. I just would have
You
had.
pro you protected yourself from accruing more
Got it. Okay, so
from
I'm
depression.
just checking to see.
Hold
Roll
on.
it again.
You also did do you do get a +1 when you roll in this situation. That might put you up to a partial success.
Is a 9 a partial?
I think it is. No, 9 is not a partial. how about this? Um, damn. Okay, it's a failure, but let's see how that plays out.
Sure.
You do what needs to be done in the moment, James. You get in your fucking car, you cut on the engine and you drive your fucking car through the front door. You very easily like smash through it, clearing the way into the structure. But you do kind of like bang up against, your wheel, the wheel of your car. So go ahead and roll to endure injury.
Okay. How much harm do I suffer?
I will say 1. Okay.
I lose the car.
So I think that's good.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
So you managed to clear the way, but your car is like totaled and won't
Absolutely.
run. Okay. I would like to know how the rest of you react to this very reasonable, normal behavior.
A completely measured reaction that we all expected.
I'll be honest.
Right?
Good.
The person who had the right mind, okay, just jumped back into the car, okay? So, sorry if we don't have our carers. Just gonna handle some business.
Freya just like the moment it clicks, which it takes a moment, or it takes a lot of moments, just like starts shouting and like waving her arms like fucking stop. Like, what are you doing? And she's just like at one point, like, no, 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 no.
Yeah, I want to grab Cole and just like duck into the bush that's probably right there.
Okay, I'll do that.
The bush will protect you.
Exactly.
Marsha?
Marsha's in the car, and she probably thought he was coming to leave, and then
Mhm.
when she sees that he drives forward through it, she's instantly like, I am never going out with these people ever again.
No field trips ever again.
She would
I thought it was
probably
a coffee house.
thought it was a coffee house. She would probably scream and then just be like, just kind of like having a meltdown in the car. Like, what does she do? What does she do? What does she do?
Um,
Okay.
is she still in the front?
Of the
So,
car?
oh,
Well,
you the archivist?
yeah.
Okay, so you right now no one like there is no archivist visible in front of you. You see, the busted down door and
Yeah.
opening, but you don't see an archivist.
And I'm sure my windshield's blown out, right?
Sure.
Okay. I'll
You'll probably need to crawl out through the windshield.
I'll reach over to the passenger seat and grab my pistol, and because good decisions are happening, and I'll just crawl through the front windshield and into the archive.
Okay. Now that there is kind of an opening, you notice James that you can easily like unlock and open a window
Sure.
that would let everyone else through.
Yeah, I do so.
Okay.
And then I'll quickly move through the house. I'm gonna try and see if I can't see where the wire from the TV or the camera comes in, and I'm looking for that.
Okay. So you're looking for the like where the camera ends up.
Yep.
Let's take a beat. What do the others do?
I'm in full shock right now.
You're in a bush.
Why is this where we ended up? Willow is just gonna pop out of the bush, brush myself off, even though it's kind of pointless. And I'm just gonna go inside and see if I can't find Letty and see if she's okay.
You
Same.
crawl in through the window. Who else?
Cole would go.
Cole crawls in. Cole, cool as a cucumber.
Hmm.
Freya,
Is freaking the fuck out. Um, and it's just like kind of like standing outside, like holy shit, just like muttering to herself.
That's fair.
why does
And
this
like
feel like a
looking
group of
around.
teenagers in this moment?
I mean,
All right.
Yeah.
Unsupervised teenagers.
Unsupervised teens.
Marsha went back to the car.
Marsha, the one adult. Okay. So,
It's like mom left, so we're all on our own now.
Yep.
so Freya is kind of like freaking out in the driveway, looking around. There's just a disaster. Um, James, you can investigate to figure out what is going on with that camera.
Okay, does enhanced awareness give anything to that or no?
Enhanced awareness is only for magic.
Got it, got it, got it. I'm doing great.
Okay. So, you see the line of the wire kind of go into another room.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna follow it.
Okay, you follow it, you turn, and you hear a click,
Shotgun.
and Letty is in the other room, and she's holding a gun to your forehead.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Who the fuck are you?
James K. And
Buddy, you could
I'll slowly move
have
my eyes.
fucking killed me.
I'll slowly move my eyes to stare her in her eyes. And if the name doesn't seem to, does she look like she recognizes the name?
No.
Okay.
Well, you can try to read her.
Yes. Which I'm doing great at. Apparently, eight's the only number I can
Yeah.
roll today.
So you look at Letty, and she's like this short little, brown lady. Looks very disturbed, sweating, shaking, and she's very close to pulling the trigger next to your head.
I'll say, she says, you could have killed me. I'll say, I'm sorry. Desperate situation. Is your camera outside, closed circuit, or not?
I'm gonna take a beat, and I'm gonna give Cole and Willow an opportunity to see what's happening as the two of you move through the window and into the space. Willow, you're actively looking for Letty. You find her. She has a gun pointed at James's head. James is interrogating her.
I'm gonna do the standoff. Like, I'm gonna point the shotgun at Letty and be like, "Look, I like you a lot. I don't want to hurt you, but you can't shoot James."
And then I'm going to say, it's okay. Don't worry about it, Willow. It's fine. And I'm still looking at her, and I say, is the camera outside closed circuit or not?
Roll to influence other.
Okay. Oh!
Partial
Finally.
success. She seems um, disturbed by the sight of um, of Willow's shotgun. She pulls back, points the gun up at the ceiling. It goes into a router.
Fuck.
I'm sure you can guess where
Yeah.
that feed ends up.
Yep. Which means that they are all in trouble, right?
She looks at you with a with a sarcastic look, like, "What do you think, fucker?" Kind of look.
I just put the gun in her face. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Wrong character. No, that's not me.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
just
Okay.
blow her head off in front of everybody. That's not
That
this character.
escalated
That would
quickly.
That's not this
that would be
character.
freaky. Oh
No,
my
no, 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 no,
God.
no, no. Sorry. My
Uh,
brain is definitely set up for villain
It's
mode.
like this isn't cyberpunk.
Yeah, my brain is definitely set up for villain mode for tomorrow. I'm sorry. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
switching my brain's gear. When she says that and kind of gives me the stare, I say, "Okay," and I look back to Willow. Well, whatever we need, we better get it quick. It's without a doubt, Isaiah and his individuals won't be too long. What's their normal response time? I say to her.
I don't fucking know.
No, I'm not to her, not them.
Letty looks exacerbated, but she says, "You got 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops, time's ticking."
And if you had to choose between a murderer and a devout, who would you choose?
Okay, now you're taking it this too far. She lowers her gun and she fires directly into like your torso.
Okay,
Um, Roll to avoid harm.
sure. Partial success.
Okay, you'll partially sustain harm. Go ahead and endure injury. One harm.
Okay. Partial success.
Okay. The bullet like goes through your arm, through the meat of your arm.
Okay.
It is painful. You are now bleeding. Um, and but you are still standing.
Is it a serious wound?
It is a serious wound. You would note that as a bullet wound. How do the rest of you respond to her shooting James in the arm?
Honestly, Willow's kind of okay with it. Like this was a fucking mistake.
Okay. Willow does not react. What about Cole?
Cole was trying to get out the window the way he came in.
Okay, Cole leaves.
Yes.
Okay, Cole leaves. Freya, you hear gunshots come out of the house. You see Cole scrambling out of the window.
Freya's fucking conflicted because her survival instincts to go get in the fucking car with Marcia, but also James is in there.
I mean, Cole, you know, you've got a new toy to play with, or is that
I mean, he didn't.
too
He
dangerous?
just took it to look a certain part. He certainly didn't think that James is going to drive his car into the house.
So I
No,
want
I
to.
mean you have on your sheet a cool advantage you could
Oh,
use,
oh, 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 oh.
or you
I,
could
I have a
use your
cool
gun.
advantage I could use. Okay, sorry.
I
Uh,
just
Looking at cool advantages. Inner power?
I just want to take a beat real quick, and I make sure that
Yeah.
the gravity of the situation isn't missing anybody who's in the room right now. The TV or the camera that we were all standing in front of and talking in front of like we're friends is going to the prophet.
Yeah, we know.
When we knocked at the
Yeah, we
door,
know, but the gunshots are currently the bigger issue.
Yeah, I
then
mean,
shoot her back. If she's
but
the
we're
Trying to
regular
prophet,
people,
shoot
not
an innocent
murderers.
person.
uh,
innocent person.
Marsha's
So,
gonna call the cops.
Yeah, do that.
Marsha!
oh,
Wait. Before you call the cops, Marsha, remember, Nayeli has told you that she prefers not to have cop involvement.
Right.
Oh, of Oh,
I know,
Nayeli.
I know a Karen in Texas loves to call the motherfucking police,
Yes.
but Marcia, you have to leave your Karen ways behind and think about Nayeli. You can call the cops if you're that afraid, then you should do it. But Nayeli's voice resonates in your mind saying, we have to, we can't always involve the police in these matters because, they're not aware of the things that we know and, you know, we have to deal with our own shit.
It's like
So
we're gypsies.
is this a moment that Cole could use his
Yeah.
inner power?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I thought that that was something he didn't have full control over. But that would be
Well,
great if he
you
could.
roll it. Just roll it. See what happens.
Yeah,
Success.
yeah.
The power attacks all opponents in your vicinity. So we're gonna say,
So
Cole.
let's say we retcon that and he doesn't actually
Okay.
scramble out the window.
Okay. Okay, so Cole, um you see I mean, you don't know James that well, but he has quickly become integrated into your life, your siblings' life. And you've heard Marsha uh talk about how he has been excommunicated um from the community because of, you know, the cruelty of the prophet Isaiah.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that Cole is just basically he really believes in the righteousness of of what they're doing.
And Letty is like this little old librarian looking granny, but she just fired a bullet
Hmm.
into James. And you feel terror begin to rise up in your chest, but it transforms. It transforms into faith, and your body almost lifts up into the air with the force of that feeling. Everyone in that space, including Willow and James, you see Cole's body almost like lifting and his feet kind of like dangling, his tiptoes barely touching
Important
the
question, Shisho. Important question. Did
yeah.
Freya and Marcia see this from the car? Please, yes.
N-
Please, yes.
Um, Marsha and Freya. Well, there is an open window. I would say
It's glowing, right?
Freya
It's
for
glowing.
sure. Freya for sure. There's like this radiant light beginning to like pour out the window. Freya can see it. Marsha maybe can only see the light for now. Um, and you unleash these waves uh of like celestial radiance, and Ms. Letty is not fully burnt to a crisp, but
Oh no.
you see her skin begin to like bubble
Oh no.
and fry, and uh very quickly her the like her eyes burst,
Oh shit.
her
Question:
yeah.
Oh no.
Can I jump in the way of that at all and mitigate it to the damage to Letty?
You can't.
Okay.
This is something so
It's only
like,
opponents.
yeah. I mean, mechanically, you can't. And then
Right.
also, like,
It's coming from inside of her. It's not like
story-wise, it's kind of like you as James, like, this is too bewildering to
sure.
even think, like, I can shield her from it. It's too alien and weird.
There's definitely a large amount of guilt, though. That's
Okay.
Cole's
So
gonna feel
Gosh,
guilt
that's how
too.
Willow feels.
hey, I love that. I'm okay with that. So, her hair lights. It doesn't like go up in flames, but you see it sizzle, the ends
Oh.
kind of alight, and she kind of just falls forward, um, smoke kind of rising from her body. Um, it's pretty clear without doing any kind of investigation that she's expired.
Oh, God. Oh.
She wasn't very tough.
Mhm. He
So
would sort of slump to the floor. Just, yeah.
James kind of backs away, kind of hitting the wall after getting shot, and kind of a bit of blood treading across the wall as he walks over to Cole, placing his not bloodied hand on his shoulder, and says, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah, I mean, Cole would maybe like sobbing a little bit.
I was just
Did not
trying.
want this to happen.
I was just trying to protect you. You didn't need my protection. Or maybe you do. We don't even know.
I don't know.
If you can do it, maybe he can too. Let's
You've
finally.
got about 10 minutes before the goons show up.
Cole is kind of in a little bit of shock, so he's not going to get up at the moment unless somebody helps him.
James will do his best to help Cole out, but yeah, that's probably all he's going to be able to do is get him out. He's not going to be able to try and find anything either.
Willow, I'm sure you are very disturbed and traumatized right now, but I guess my question to you, Willow, you are kind of like the one leastly uh like you didn't necessarily have to be the one to kill and you weren't shot. So you're kind of at the an advantage, right, in some way. Um you might consider, is it worth it to just leave now with nothing? To have Letty's death be a total waste?
I mean, to Willow, it already is. It was pointless. It was both Willow and I are very disturbed right now. I think Willow would just leave because I want to scream at Cole and James, and but it's not going to matter. It's done.
I'll help Cole out.
The three of you um disturbed by the disturbed by how fragile a human life can be when exposed to these mysteries. The three of you make it out of the structure. You're in the driveway. Freya, you see, I imagine James holding his arm. Um, he's bleeding.
Freya like runs up to him and just like, what? Oh my God, what happened? There's
We gotta get out of
why
here.
are you bleeding? Like,
We gotta get out of here. It's too late. I'm gonna just need a ride. Just drop me off anywhere. I'm sure that you probably don't want me with you, and I get that. That's fine.
Marsha, and this is all happening like at the same moment. You get a text from Nayeli right to your church phone that says, "It's starting. I think Isaiah is caught on. I need everyone back at the house now."
And Marsha would jump out of the car and say, "It's happening. We need to get back to the compound right now."
Yeah, that's fine. Just drop me off wherever you need to. It's fine. And he'll just kind of go with them to the car since his car doesn't work anymore.
Marsha, I'm gonna give this to you. You consider that with the cat out of the bag and things and the wheels turning and the gears turning, um, Nayeli, it might be okay to bring James to the house. You could assume it, or you could ask Nayeli.
I would call Nayeli.
Okay. Um, Nayeli would pick up. She would sound out of breath. Yes, Marsha, what is it? I need all of you to come back, please.
I know, and Nayeli, I'm sorry. I feel like this might be our fault. I didn't know where we were going. So I'm with James. He's
Bring
bleeding.
him.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's all I wanted to know. If he could come too, because I think he needs medical attention.
uh, hospital medical attention or, um, you know, or
No.
Where were you shot,
I
James?
was shot in the arm. It's from the harm level that was dealt. I think it's superficial. I don't think I'm bleeding out. Right? Is that fair to say, Gijo?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just his arm. Um,
Okay, we can sew him up.
okay. Uh, we're at the archives.
Nayeli lets out a sigh. Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. This is all bound to boil over sooner or later.
Well,
Um,
we're already here. Should we bring anything back with us?
oh, yes, if you're still there, um, I imagine there will be histories, logs, any information um, that shows the criminality, the cruelty, uh, the degradation of the previous prophets. That would that would help us to weaken Isaiah's grip on all of us. If you can find anything on um, the more mystical or spiritual things probably will not be there, but um, there might be some things. I don't know. I've never been to the archives. So, but yeah, anything you can find that incriminates the prophets, and especially Isaiah, would be helpful. Um, we'll see you soon. Do you tell Nayeli that the librarian was killed, the archivist was killed?
No, because I don't think I
No.
know.
Oh, you don't even know. Okay. Okay, perfect. Nayeli hangs up.
Let's be honest. If Marsha knew somebody died, she would not be in the car with these people right now.
Hmm.
So is she going in there to find those books?
No, she would tell everybody. Nayeli says to come to the compound, but if we want to grab as much information about um, the incriminating information against Isaiah and the previous prophet, that could help solidify her case against them.
I
Do
can't
we
go.
have time to
I,
go in?
I don't think so, and I can't go back in there.
Just looking around at everybody. We're here, like this could help remove Isaiah from power. Question mark?
Fine. He gets up and he just kind of like walks back in, his arm still, bleeding. And he'll go in and very quickly just muster the energy to try and find what she just requested.
Freya, go ahead and roll your obsession disadvantage.
Ooh, fun. Partial success.
You can either go back into the house and investigate to learn more about your past, or you can take two stability damage.
She's gonna go into the house against all her better judgment.
Okay.
Because there's just that something pulling at her. And she's gonna notice as she walks by the body of the archivist that she's upset and appalled, but there's like she's still walking. She's walking past, she's still looking for stuff.
Okay.
It's not as upsetting as it would have been a moment ago.
I think James is in a daze, so he doesn't even realize that she's behind her or behind him, um, and just goes about looking for what he was told to do.
Okay. Marcia, do you follow in?
I'm not climbing through.
Okay. Cole and Willow, the two of you stay outside.
Yeah, Cole
Hell
is still
yeah.
kind of in shock. He's not, you know.
Okay. Um, Freya and James, you can make investigations to see what you can find. That's a beautiful success, James. So I can just give you the information, or so I can give you two pieces of information, uh, or
I
you can ask me
I
questions.
think at this point, like James is literally like
Hmm.
cold and kind of just dead inside. So it's
Hmm.
probably, even though Freya did fail, it's
Hmm.
probably Freya saying she's looking for this or trying to recite what
Hmm.
Marsha was saying, and him just
Hmm.
going, "There it is," and then grabbing it.
Yeah. Okay. So you are able to find a whole like conveniently kind of almost like prepackaged log of the previous prophet to Isaiah of all of many people in the community whose his lives he has ruined through blackmail, through uh, violent harassment, and in the case of your dad, murder. You also uh, find a like a log that details the experiences of Cole and Willow's grandfather. It explains how he left the church to join God's lovely servants in a nearby uh, town. Nearby in Texas is, 2 hours or so.
Hmm.
And
Uh, is it happen to be the same town as where from Kimmy's character's from?
no, it
Okay.
is not.
Just checking to see if there's any connections there, and then that's
Hmm.
basically just like a nice. We get all that information
Hmm.
as quick as we can. I kind of just for narrative beats on our way
Hmm.
out. I'd like to roll a keep it together, and I'll explain how it goes in my brain. I
Let
guess.
me, yeah, yeah, I agree that you should roll to keep it together. Honestly, everyone will need to, but let me resolve Freya's failure.
Sorry.
Freya, you are in here, you are digging, and it feels like everywhere you look, there's nothing about you, nothing about your family so far. Um, would you like to pay for some information?
Yeah, she's gonna pay the price because she really wants this. This is calling to her.
So, in a way, your prize is the cost. So, after, like you are searching up to the very limit where you can tell like James is almost ready to like grab you and pick you up and take you out because y'all need to get the fuck out. But then you find it. Um it's like a manila folder with your name on it, and you open it up, and there is this full file on you. Um, Details about your birth, your upbringing, um, your partners, people you've dated, uh, your preferences, your uh, even details about like your internet habits. And there are photos of you from like childbirth up through early, very, very early adolescence. Um, at the center of these like huge, um, like arcane circles full of like lined with all of these markings and um, sigils that are inexplicable to you. Photos of you outdoors in these lit up by massive bonfires. And the log reveals that your parents and the church had been preparing you to be a a prophesied uh chosen woman leader in the church in the end times, and that after the apocalypse you would be one of the final human beings to survive after uh the apocalypse. After it would be you and maybe another 6 or 7 people left in the entire planet. So James and Freya, go ahead and roll to keep it together.
Okay.
Partial success.
Fucking Freya and James, nerves of fucking steel.
Well,
Well, Freya, hold on.
okay.
Let's resolve Freya's. Freya, go ahead and take a stability loss,
Mhm.
as you experience this fucked up moment. Where are you at?
Distressed.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, how about James? What's going on with James right now?
So I'm gonna. I mean, this is really dumb, but I'm gonna
Mm,
ask if I can, even though that is a success, to
mhm,
take a point of stability damage, and I'll explain the for why. So when he got out to the car, and there's a bullet in his body and a dead
mhm,
woman that is absolutely his fault that she's dead. In
mhm,
his mind, he was blanking out, and he was trying to think of a way to say something to Cole to ask for actual forgiveness for putting him in that position where he had to do that or where he felt he had to do that. When Marsha was like, "You gotta get him, you gotta get him, you gotta bust him," the rage built back up in him. The "I do
mm,
not like Isaiah" rage. And when he passed
mhm,
by Letty's corpse again,
mhm,
and Freya kind of like, was taken aback by it, his mental process was throughout the search like she's a part of this. She did this.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of them. But I
Mm-hmm.
think that him breaking that, him actually getting past that hatred, is why he
Mm-hmm.
succeeded. And the stability damage is him actually coming to grips with the fact that it is his fault. This is his fault. Even though they were bad, his actions are what led him to this point. And that's why.
Well, let's take a gamble on it. I don't want to guarantee you a stability loss,
Okay.
but you should roll depression to
Yeah.
see what happens, because that could be worse.
Well, bam. Okay, let's
Failure.
get it, too.
So you take 2 stability loss,
Okay. That puts me right back to unhinged. Or no,
and you
sorry.
can
Irrational, rational.
irrational. Okay, so you can recover it with
Talking.
booze if you like,
I
or
don't.
talking.
I don't have any booze. I threw it in the woods.
We're out of booze. You threw it
The,
in the bush.
the archives doesn't have anything.
Um,
Probably not.
I don't think that we're in a well, yeah, you're irrational. You're desperate for booze.
Well,
Roll and investigate. If you roll a success, you will probably find some.
okay, I succeeded, but I guess if
Mhm.
I find some, that's just going to trigger the anger back because why do they have booze? They told me not to drink.
Yeah.
Do they have it?
Yeah.
Fucking assholes. Fuck.
Well, I will say this, Letty was definitely an alcoholic.
Okay,
So,
well, she and I would have been greater friends in an alternate universe.
that's right. So you find a bottle of like the cheapest, most gutter trash gin
Hell yeah.
that you have ever seen in your life. And you pick it up. Okay. And so now we're moving out. Uh, Freya, you notice, looks a little bit more disturbed than she was a moment ago. Um, but she doesn't seem to be like incapacitated by her shock or anything. So the two of you move up out of the house, back out the window. Okay. Um, Willow and Cole, I see both of you are very disturbed by Letty's death. Go ahead and roll to keep it together, I guess. It's a
No.
pretty horrible moment. Willow fails.
Oh,
Yeah,
Uh,
partial.
that makes sense.
Willow, you're broken?
Yeah, I've been broken, so
Oh,
I don't know what happens
I
now.
don't know. Yeah, you're just we just maintain your brokenness, I guess.
Yeah, the sheet literally just gives me an error message if I try to take any more stability.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay. So Cole, uh,
Yes.
go ahead and take your stability damage.
Unhinged. Shit.
Okay. So, Cole, broken.
Essentially
Willow.
I'm sorry, Willow, broken. Cole, um,
unhinged.
unhinged. James, irrational.
You're doing great.
Um,
Great.
and Freya, distressed.
Wait,
The
so
four of
do I take the two or do I just get drunk?
up to you.
Oh, I'm getting drunk, so I'll be
Okay.
neurotic.
Okay. Um,
Best drug
you
trip
know that,
ever.
like, Marsha, you see James stepping out the window and at the same time glugging this bottle of gin.
I don't have to drive, so it's fine. Oh god. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So, Marsha, you're used to being the designated driver anyway. Um, so everybody looks fucked up. There's people have, at least Freya and James have some material in their arms. And people pile into the car, I'm assuming. Or are Cole and Willow just gonna sit in the driveway and
Oh, I mean, eventually he'd get in the car.
okay. Willow, do they have to carry you in?
No, Willow would get in.
Okay. I feel like at this point, Willow is kind of just sitting there with like a little like blank smile. Just like nothing going on behind the eyes. Just
I feel like even worse than that is there's
mhm.
just no expression at all.
No
There's just no
expression.
feeling. There's just no there's nothing.
Okay. I feel like Marsha is probably the only one who is fit to drive right now. Marsha, do you hit the gas?
I mean, I think Marsha did. If Marsha didn't drive over here, she wouldn't assume that she's driving.
Marsha, you look around at your fellow parishioners, and it can very much tell none of these people should be driving.
I can drive us home if
Okay.
need be.
Marsha, you pull out, and as you pull out of the driveway and out of the cul-de-sac and onto the main road, um, you notice a white van pulling up several blocks behind you.
Would I really notice?
Oh yeah, it's really obvious. Everybody notices.
Okay.
I will offer Willow a drink of Letty's gin.
I don't even look at you. I don't take it.
Yep.
I imagine James like squeezed in between. Wait, who's driving shotgun with Marsha?
I guess it really depends on where Willow's sitting. I wouldn't offer if Willow's in like the front or anything.
For the spirit of it, I say Cole, Willow, and James are all crammed into the back seat.
That
Okay.
makes sense.
Freya's shotgun. We've got James squeezed in between the siblings.
That makes sense.
That's really cute. I like that.
Hmm hmm
And then James offers a friendly nip of gin to Willow. Willow is just in outer space. James, do you offer Cole?
Yeah.
I would take the bottle and I would pour it on James's arm.
I
Oh!
I will
And then he would take his jacket and he take his zip off and he would sort of tie it around the wound.
Okay, come through, Nurse Cole.
I think there'll be a moment where it's like fuck and he just kind of spittles at like Cole's face and then he realizes what's happening and he just starts breathing more calmly.
Yeah. So there is a moment of like, ah!
It's
And
probably
then,
it probably shocks him awake actually. Like probably kind of clicks him back into consciousness a bit.
I
um,
think you needed that.
meanwhile, everyone clocks a church van driving up behind you.
I
Marcia, how do you respond as the driver?
probably just keep looking in the rearview mirror. What what do I do? I think the church is behind us. I don't She's gonna drive towards the church instead of going back to the
No.
compound.
No.
You can, or you can drive to a police station and park in the parking lot.
Or we have more guns at the compound. I can't say that in character though because my character doesn't know. I just
Well, she's not gonna go to the church. She's gonna start driving by random places and see if that car still follows her. She's not the
Yes.
sharpest tool in the shed about these things, okay?
oh got it.
Yeah, Marcia, you like drive to Bucky's
Yeah?
and the van is following you. Cole, Freya, and James, I'll leave Willow out of this. Poor Willow. Um, the three of you clock that a church van is following you.
I say go to the safest place you know. Just go to the safest place you know.
That's the compound.
Yeah, okay, great. That's where Nayeli is.
Hmm
Yeah, go there. Let's go there. Go drive as fast as you can, Marsha.
She does the speed limit.
No, faster than that.
The van like speeds up as you start heading towards the young residents. It's like starting to catch up behind you.
I will hand my pistol over to whoever's to my right. and just say if they get close to us,
You've got really one choice. It's Cole. Because Willow, I think, is
is out
not
of it.
like,
Okay.
is out. Yeah.
So then I hand the pistol to Cole, and then I kind of stop and just
Uh,
keep it because
yeah, I'm not going to take that pistol from him.
yeah, you should be fine. Don't worry.
So I am specifically for pretending that Cole and James do not exist. Like, I would
Okay.
absolutely probably respond to Freya and
Okay.
Marcia not super well, but like
Uh-huh.
it's specifically the two people I'm stuck with that I don't want to exist right now.
Got it.
Sure.
Should I, when I see uh him hand the gun over like he wants someone to shoot out the window, I think that Marcia's gonna um I guess drive a little faster. Should I click act under pressure? Because
Fuck yeah, that's what I want. I want Marsha to give us a high-speed chase.
partial success.
Okay. So you step on the gas. You are finding that you have to weave through traffic to get to where you're going. It is like you're going way beyond the speed limit now. The van is not able to keep up with you as well. It's not able to weave through traffic as well. Um, and you are able to I mean, I would think like in that moment, James, you're like, okay, the danger is not as imminent. Maybe we don't need to shoot out the window.
Yeah.
Um, but uh, eventually, Marsha, you're able to shake the van, but you are pulled over by a cop for speeding.
Oh.
With three guns in the car and a gunshot wound.
Yeah, the
And
And an
gunshot wound.
empty bottle of alcohol.
This is great.
I will hide the empty bottle of gin or not. Yeah, I presume it's empty by this point. I would hide it underneath the passenger seat.
It is possible that Cole's black jacket tied around the gunshot wound might not be too noticeable.
You
Like
said
the
you
whole
were
thing.
wearing a jacket.
I was wearing like a black zip up and I
Okay.
took it off and I tied it around the wound after I put the
Yeah,
alcohol on it.
that's fine.
James is, squished between Willow and Cole in the back.
Totally unnoticeable.
So Marsha, do you like pull over whenever you get, the boop boop?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So the cop is, big and burly, kind of like think in your mind Texas cop, and you that's what's there. Line in the ring. Marsha, you understand this language. You know that he's asking for your license and registration.
I would find the items and hand them to him.
Okay. As he is dealing with you at the door or at the window, you see him go, "Is that
It's
what's
me.
that smell?"
It's me. My dad died. They've been taking care of me. I'm so sorry, officer.
Roll to influence other.
Fuck.
Oh.
Officer,
Son, step out of the car.
Yeah. Okay.
officer, officer.
Yes, ma'am.
We are a church group. Um, we reluctantly just picked our friend up from a bar. He has been going through a hard time. We were actually on our way back to our leadership's house to have a come to Jesus moment, if you will, a little fellowship. to kind of bring him back into the fold during his troubled time. I understand. I know how he smells. I hope you won't hold it against him. He's not driving. He's a passenger because that's why I'm.
Marsha, go ahead and are there any? I'm just gonna make sure you don't have any advantages for this. I think so. Go ahead and roll to obs I'm sorry, influence other. I will before you roll.
Mhm.
Um, Willow, who has a little bit of a silver tongue, could help if we think Willow could snap out of it in the moment to be of use.
Yes, I so
Okay,
have a thing that I want to roll, but
okay,
let Marcia do her thing and see how that goes.
okay. So, Marcia, roll your influence other.
Okay.
Okay.
6.
Okay. The cop seems reassured by like your like Karen sort of tones, and you're kind of like a snake charmer playing your flute. And even as his hackles were raised at the strong smell of gin in this car, he buys hook, line, and sinker the line about fellowship. And you notice that he has like on his arm like a big, thick Christianity cross tattoo. So you got him. Willow, you notice the cop kind of like, okay, he's backing away, but he's not gone yet. Is there anything that you want to try?
Yeah, I want to try to seduce him,
Ooh, yeah. Success.
which I
Beautiful.
do.
So the cop is talking normally to Marsha, um, but his eye kind of flickers to Willow. Willow, what do you do to enact your seduction?
I just want to like, am I on the right or the left side of the car? Would he be able to like look across Marcia and see me?
Yeah, let's say sure.
Yeah. So I'm in the background, like bat my eyes a little bit, give him the how you doing nod. Just little things that I think he'll pay attention to.
Choose you have three options here that you can use.
Yes. So I want to do they have to have me and they will abandon their normally reasonable behavior to do so.
Hmm. So immediately he tries to strike up a conversation with you. All of you in this moment are shocked that Willow in this moment seems to snap out of their like existential dread and terror to bat their eyes at a cop. The cop even gets so bold as to like walk around the car, have you roll down your window, and starts to have a conversation with you. Um, the cop on a like speeding ticket paper writes down his number and hands it over to you.
Perfect. I take it, smile. I tell him, Officer, whatever his name is, I'm really sorry, but we got to get out of here. You understand. I'll call you later, all right?
That's Officer Jansen, but you can call me Craig.
You can call me Steven. I'll talk to you later.
The cop stands there kind of like with like little Pepe Le Pew hearts, bubbling up over his
Yeah,
head
yeah, yeah, yeah.
as the four of you get the fuck out of Dodge. Willow, you know that if you dial and you ask him to if you summon him, he will come.
Excellent. And if anybody asks, to him, my name is Stephen.
Does anybody react? Cole, to you, this is not weird. You've seen this many times during, your time as, young as students, as when you were younger. Cole could very easily, snap their fingers and get um, people to do their bidding. But for Freya and for James and Marcia, this is definitely the first time you're seeing something like this.
Thanks. I owe you one.
Okay.
You owe me more than one.
Face. That face is definitely canon.
You see him. You see him kind
Real.
of like looking around, and then he kind of like shuffles to one of the papers, like that he acquired. And he goes and holds it up like that's something, like hoping that'll alleviate some of the debt.
Okay.
I feel like Freya realistically would just be absorbed in what she found
Mm,
and just like tuning out the entire world. Like she doesn't even really notice they get pulled over. She's zonked out.
okay.
Marsh is like, it just got him off our case. It doesn't matter what happened.
Marcia, pragmatic as ever. The four of you, five of you, wait, four, five, four, five of you, make your way back uh, to the compound. Um, there are patrol cars, police patrol cars around. There are bodies on the ground. You see, as you pull up behind kind of police ticker tape or whatever that's called, that yellow crime tape. Um, there's, police standing around. Um, you see Nayeli. You see standing at the gate. You see Melvin Young being escorted into a police car. As you approach, you are not able to pull the car into the gate. It's blocked off by tape. What do you do? What do you all do?
Are there any people milling about?
Yes, you see other congregants, other people that have been living at the Youngs, and you see some police officers. Nayeli is kind of over at like the opposite side of the tape, so it may not be easy to get to her, but you see other folks that you know from spending time here. Does anyone get out of the car?
Yes.
Does anyone not?
Freya's staying in the car. She doesn't like this. Poor Freya just wanted a little field trip. She wants to just get some
Right.
little information, and this has gone way too far.
Willow
You
just wants
s-
out of close quarters.
okay. You like everything kind of stinks like gin. You just need to get a little bit of fresh air. You all kind of get up out of the car except for Freya, and you look over the tape and you see the bodies of people from your church. People that have um, that you've seen every Sunday for the past, you know, 10 years, some of you, dead. and you recognize all of them, all three of them, James,
Last night.
as the goons, as goons that had that you had dealt with.
He just kind of starts irrationally laughing. uh, just standing there at the tape, laughing like a crazy person. He's not broken. He's just having a moment.
Cole, Willow, Marsha.
So if there's anyone that I recognize from the
You know what?
congregation on the
Jenny.
outside, go ahead. Jenny. Jenny's there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jenny's standing at the gate. She sees you and she runs up to you. Oh my God, Cole, it was
What
so
happened?
frightening. Um, I don't know, something set Isaiah off, and he came up here with these three guys. They were waving guns around. They were looking for a fight. They were saying horrible things about Nayeli, calling her a Jezebel,
Mm,
a whore,
wow.
a witch. Melvin came out to defend her, and they pulled out weapons. He had to shoot them to protect himself.
Wow.
Isaiah's not on the ground.
Isaiah is not on the ground.
I'm so sorry you had to witness that, Jenny.
It's it's a nightmare, but it seems like the things that Nayeli has been saying about Isaiah are true. Why else would he behave this way?
Hmm. I
And why would he
agree.
put people in danger? And now he's gone who knows where to do who
I-
knows what.
Is he on the compound?
No, no, he's not here. We wouldn't, no one here would let him in,
Mm,
acting the way he was acting. Um, but yeah, we don't know where he is.
do
He
you think
left.
that the police are going to be wrapping this up anytime soon?
Well, this just happened maybe 30 minutes ago
Hmm.
while the three of you were dealing with the police.
Hmm.
So no, I don't know. I really don't know. Um, she will flags down an officer that and explains that the five of you live here and that you need to get in,
Hmm.
and you are kind of escorted in and allowed in.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Marcia, and I've got the books that I have. The one, obviously not the Freya books, but the
Mhm.
others. And I'm gonna stick with Marcia, assuming she's gonna go to Nayeli first.
Oh, of course. Most certainly.
There's
Okay.
still a little bit of laughter, but when it kind of comes to the Isaiah's not on the ground bit, like James kind of just goes cold again.
Mhm. You all of you make your way. What does Freya just stay in the car even as they're trying to escort everyone in?
Yeah, she'll get out.
She'll snap out of it for a moment.
Yeah, and just kind of realize like this is gonna look more suspicious if she just stays here.
Okay. She's not sharing the folder.
No, she's keeping it really close to her.
Got it. It seems like things were very cut and dry. There's like video evidence of what happened. Uh, the ambulance takes away the bodies. The police take pictures. The area is still, marked off for investigation, and they leave a patrol car outside. Um, it is seems likely to all of you that nobody in the compound probably called the police, but a neighbor down the road likely did. Whenever they heard gunshots, there are, or actually no, if people were wounded, then someone in the compound probably did call 911 for an ambulance or whatever. If anybody was wounded, including, Isaiah's thugs, they wouldn't let someone just bleed out. They would have called an ambulance for them. And then uh, there's, this tension, this energy permeating the residents. Melvin, the sort of patriarch, is gone, leaving Nayeli suddenly to be like the highest ranking person here. Um, there's a moment where there's like a little meeting where Nayeli kind of explains, kind of gives like an official, like, this is what happened. Are there any questions? People seem to not have a whole lot of questions. Things were sort of cut and dry. Isaiah brought his thugs to harass, to reprimand, um, to injure, and they were dispatched. Melvin will be taken to the police station to be questioned, and it's expected, if once the investigation is concluded, that he will be returned. Do you all have any thoughts or questions about the matter for now?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. Now that Nayeli has sort of kind of left that her soapbox or whatever, and moved on, she is sort of free to be approached by Marcia and
Naeli, James was able to retrieve some of those documents that you requested if we had time to grab.
And Nayeli looks at James with a lot of intensity, curiosity. James, I'm so sorry for everything that you've gone through. You certainly didn't deserve it. Um,
I know it's a long shot.
mhm.
Do you have any alcohol in the house?
Oh, I'm so sorry, James. The house is dry. We that is something we do observe here.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I know you've had a very hard
Yeah.
day, it seems like. Wait, she then kind of looks at your whole person, and it recalls that you're injured. Wait, you were injured. She looks to Marcia. What what happened?
Kind of hold up the arm.
I I wasn't in the house. I was in the
So,
car.
Willow said we could go to the archive and get some information. I wanted to prove that the church killed my father. And then I saw that there was a camera outside. I didn't know if it was closed circuit or not. And since Isaiah said I was not supposed to be talked to by the church, and everybody was talking to me on the camera, I decided I was going to do something about it. I didn't really think about it. I just was trying to protect Freya, trying to protect everybody because I know that I know what Isaiah can do, and I just drove my car through the front door of the archive, and Little lady inside pointed a gun at me. Willow pointed a gun at her. Got really confusing there, and I was trying to talk her down, but I guess I got a little stern in my talking. I guess I do that sometimes. And she shot me. Luckily, the kickback was a bit too much for her for the gun she had, so it didn't get me square on. Just got me in the arm a bit with a buckshot. And then she died. She died. It's my fault she died.
Wait. You're skipping a step. How did she die?
No, no, look, you got a lot of secrets to tell me, and a lot of stuff that I need to know. There's a lot of information I'm going to want to ask of you. And so this is a little front loaded. And I don't really want to, condemn anybody. Or, like, if you want to punish someone for the archivist's death, I'm the one. I did it. Okay? I'm the one who did that. I'm the one. But you don't need to know any more details about that until we get to some more stuff, okay? Nayeli? Now, I was told that you're more about information sharing. And when I talked to Isaiah, he wanted to beat me up. He wanted to beat me up. His guys tried to hit me in the head with a rifle, and they didn't do very good. Looks like your husband did a pretty good job of muscling him up. I couldn't have done that. They got killed. That's horrible. But, oh, God, I knew them.
Nayeli looks very alarmed.
Well, okay, so look. I got some questions. And we got a bunch of answers here, too, we got to go through together. I'm sure you'd be interested in that. But is it true Isaiah got away, but you're not taking his shit anymore? Are you not taking?
Before, I'm going to tell you a couple of things, and then you're going to go take a cold shower. First thing is that Isaiah's grip over our congregation has slipped. I think there is a minority that idolize him against all reason and against the will of the Holy Spirit itself. But yes,
I think.
that's over. And I want to help you find justice for your father, um, for yourself. There's a lot about our faith that has been hidden from you.
Yeah.
The most important part is that the power that makes all of us so special is more complicated and more real than Isaiah's fantastical God ever was. And I want to tell you all about it, and I want to teach you all about it. But right now, you are trashed.
Yeah.
So, and honestly,
I'm
you
gonna.
stink.
Yeah, I'm going. Just wherever you
Okay.
point me the way. But I got to tell you, I know how he does it. I know how he does it. And if I was an evil piece of shit like him, I could probably do it. I know. I think I know how he does it. And then he'll just kind of wander off, looking at Marsha like beggingly for direction because he has no idea where anything in this house is.
And I imagine through that conversation, you hand the documents to Nayeli.
Yeah.
Okay. Marcia, do you help out poor old James?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Marsha, you know where there's fresh towels and soap. Uh, and what else, Marsha? Anything else with Nayeli or with anything?
She would just, I wasn't in there. Don't, I didn't see what happened. I heard the gunshot and
Okay. Who was in there?
in the house.
Hmm.
Uh, Honestly, could I see the front, the window and everything that they climbed through?
Yeah, you know who went in that window.
Okay. She would say it was Willow, Cole, and James. Freya didn't do it.
Are you lying, or do you not remember that Freya did go in there?
Oh,
Frey went in the second go. She didn't go in the
Yeah,
first one.
Freya and did
Yeah,
end
when
up
looking
going
for
in.
stuff.
I would stick by what I just said.
Okay, so you lie for Freya and say that she did not go in there. Um, so you're saying Willow and Cole did go in.
Yeah, because in Marsha's mindset, it's during the incident. You know, she doesn't know what the place looks like.
Okay. Um, Nayeli nods. Okay. All right. Okay, Marsha. It's too early in the day for all this. Okay. Um,
I know, I'm sorry. I'll never go any place with them again. I shouldn't have left without Josh.
Marsha, I think you definitely if you're leaving this compound, definitely take Josh with you next time. I feel a lot better about um you or anyone special like Freya or Cole or Willow or James or you. To definitely have Josh around. Let me go talk to Willow and Cole.
Okay.
Marsha, would you try to go with, or are you staying the fuck out?
No, I'm
Okay,
staying out.
okay. Uh, Nayeli kind of drifts through the house, looking for Cole and Willow. What are the two of you up to?
Cole would have made sure that Jenny and Kaylee are okay. But then maybe probably strategizing with Willow. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, Jenny seems shocked and disturbed by what happened, right, outside of their front door. But in a way, it's sort of like you get the sense that she feels like it's the right choice to be here, right? They didn't get in, and we were able to protect our home, our community. So she's putting Kaylee, to take a nap or whatever, and then you look for Willow.
Mhm.
Willow, what are you up to?
I'm again outside somewhere, just away from everyone, pretending I don't exist.
Okay. So Cole, you're kind of looking around, trying to see if you can connect with Willow and re-strategize. Um, and uh, Cole, do you have one of your grandfather's journals?
I don't think that Cole has any of the journals on him. Is that
Okay.
right, Willow?
I think so, yeah. I think the one journal is just sitting in Willow's apartment right now,
Because
probably
you were
wreaking havoc.
because you were using one as an artifact.
Oh,
and
you
losing memories. So I think you do still have one somewhere.
okay? Let's say that I do.
Oh, wait, no, no, no. I just remembered. It's the one that Willow was kind of negotiating with Isaiah.
Uh,
So
okay.
you don't have that. Okay. Um, so in this moment of like sort of perfect community, all six of you, including Josh, he's in the compound as well. All six of you have now kind of come together under one roof, bonded by forbidden knowledge, by violence, by death, and um, all of you, especially James, in the shower, like tears streaming as like cold water, like washes over him. Think, the fuck am I gonna do next? And that's where we'll end for tonight. Thank you for
Nice.
watching those that did, and we will see you in a couple weeks. Bye.